This monthly theme has been Love Out Loud. So today, this Sunday, is our last Sunday with that theme. And today's weekly topic is Love Wins. And gosh, it just reminds me. I woke up this morning with a song. We prayed for rain, and the rains came. The rains came yesterday. And we've got rain here for 6 more days in a row. But speaking of love wins, I've got dear friends. One of my closest friends is Todd. He might be on YouTube joining us today. He was here. And he's helped me the last few days assemble a Harbor Freight trailer. And I was like, I knew the rain was coming, right? We knew the rain was coming. And so we got it put together, and then my friend Guy helped us flip it over yesterday, and that was the hardest part. But, I really appreciate the love that's in my life. And so I'm delighted to be able to share this talk title with you today, Love Wins. As you know, in our Science of Mind philosophy, we often hear that God is love and that God is everywhere present. Therefore, since God is everywhere present, love must be everywhere present too. However, it can be hard to remember that love is everywhere present when we look at our world. It's full of war and all manner of seeming atrocities that I don't even want to name. So the question is, how can we help create a world that works for all? Well, we can look for the love that God is everywhere we go and with everyone we come in contact with. Even in the worst imaginable circumstances, love is there. It's always there. In, through, and as all beings, all things, the seen and the unseen. We're like a fish that cannot see the water. We're swimming in a sea of love, but sometimes it's hard for us to see it. So this is ours to do, to consciously choose to look for the love that is everywhere. As we know from the Science of Mind teaching, that which we focus on, we experience more of. So here you may ask yourself, what are you focusing your attention on the majority of your day? Are you focusing on all the things that seem wrong in the world, or our government, or in our society? To be sure, the world can seem to be a messed up and scary place. Going to hell in a handbasket could seem like a relevant saying these days. I was wondering where that saying originated, so I looked it up. In the 19th century, the phrase has been associated with the American gold rush of the 1840s, where men were lowered by hand in baskets down mining shafts to set explosives which could have deadly consequences. Aren't you grateful you don't have that job? So depending on our worldview, though, it can look like we're making progress around how we, as a society in general, may see how love wins. For example, in order to create a world that works for all, we believe in embracing diversity, for we are all unique expressions of spirit. We believe in advocating for equal rights for all. Today, same-gender loving couples are affirmed around the globe more than ever before. Transgender people are publicly embracing their identities more now than throughout human history. Education on gender non-binary identities is increasing. Introducing ourselves with our pronouns is becoming more common. When Will and Grace premiered on NBC in 1998, it was the first network TV show with a same-gender loving main character. That was in 1998. That show sparked a global shift towards cultural acceptance of same-gender loving people. Marriage equality became a cultural conversation. The Netherlands became the first country to pass marriage equality laws in 2001. Now there are 30 countries with marriage equality laws and others still advocating for it. The writers of Will and Grace and the executives at NBC stood in their truth, contributing to a wave of marriage equality. Marginalized individuals throughout history who fought for the right to be themselves paved the way for this global shift. Freedom starts with an individual's decision to love out loud. And yet, there are many people who experience some sort of fear when these topics are even brought up. In a world often plagued by hate and division, choosing love can be revolutionary. It's a way to bridge divides, foster understanding, and build a more inclusive society. The key to experiencing the transformative power of love is making a conscious choice to embrace it. We must choose love over hate, forgiveness over resentment, and compassion over judgment. It can be a daily practice and well worth it. In A Course in Miracles, we're told that there are only two emotions, love or fear. Fear is simply an absence of love. Love is to light, as fear is to darkness. How many of us were afraid of the dark when we were little? When I was little and the lights went out, I would become afraid that there was something scary under my bed. But when I woke up and saw the light, I saw that there was nothing there to fear. We can relate this to our own lives as adults too. When we wake up and see the light, we see that there is really nothing to fear. The light shines into those dark places in our minds when we are willing to see the light. And so it is when we are willing to see the love that we can see love everywhere present. Love always wins. That reminds me, we have a few Love Wins bumper stickers over on the round table when you walk in. So one little way you can help create a world that works for everyone is to remind people that love wins by spending a few bucks on a bumper sticker. Can you imagine a world full of people that believed that love is everywhere present? Can you imagine everyone starting each day expecting to see love everywhere they go? The more love we choose to see in the world, the more love we experience and attract. And guess what? Love is expansive. So the more love we give, the more love we have to give. We can never run out of love. However, because we are humans with egos, we may experience conflicts in our relationships at times. And I know I'm not the only one this has happened to, because it took another person for me to have the conflict with in the first place. Conflicts are opportunities for us to take a look at ourselves to see what part we played in creating the conflict. Conflicts can also be an opportunity to practice forgiveness of others and for ourselves, so that we can get back to those loving feelings that existed before the conflict. Conflict is an opportunity for us to expand our awareness of love's presence. So conflict is a good thing. In A Course in Miracles, page 94, it says, "To teach only love, for that is what you are." Last week, we talked about loving our neighbor and the importance of loving ourselves first. Our journeys here on earth are an opportunity for us to remember that love is who we are. We came from love and will return to love. Marianne Williamson, in her book, A Return to Love, writes, "Love is what we were born with. Fear is what we have learned here. The spiritual journey is the relinquishment or unlearning of fear and the acceptance of love back into our hearts." When we love ourselves, we're in alignment with spirit. When we live in alignment with the truth of who we are blessed by experiencing a beautiful flow of love in our life, through our life, and as our life. For like Rev Madeline said earlier, this is our divine birthright. When people see us living a life full of love, they can feel it. There is no power greater than the power of love. They feel it because they are love too. And so when they see it in us, they are recognizing it in themselves. We can strike a chord within the hearts of others that sends a wave of love from one person to the next and on and on. We can literally send love to the whole world because we are connected. Isn't that beautiful? We can send love to the whole world. In conclusion, I want to remind us that love wins because there's no power greater than love. Whatever the question, love is the answer. Love has the potential to transform our lives and the world around us. By consciously choosing love in every moment, we can create a more compassionate, connected, and harmonious world. I'd like to leave us with this quote from The Science of Mind, page 486. And it goes like this: "Nothing can keep us from the love of God. What a comfort. What joy to know that all is well with the soul." And so it is. Thank you.